Hello, good morning, everyone. At CuteCircuit, we create the future of fashion. We merge fashion and technology to create experiences for the wearers that had not been done previously. I founded the company in 2004 with my partner, Ryan Gans. He's in London today. And we've been going since, and in the beginning, we were developing blue sky projects. We were creating innovations and just testing them and deploying them into museums to see what would happen, what would the reaction of people be. And since the past 15 years, we are now developing 3 different collections. One is still the special projects, where we create this blue sky concept. Then we have Haute couture, where we create beautiful gowns for celebrities to be worn on the red carpet. And then we have a ready-to-wear collection. But some of these things wouldn't have been possible when we started, because right at the beginning in 2004, nobody really knew what wearable technology was. When we said wearable, people would say, sorry, wearable what? Did you just make like T-shirts and they don't do anything? Because nobody had really examples of what a wearable could look like, and definitely some of the examples of wearable technology didn't look very fashionable. And there, especially, one thing that was very challenging is that there were no materials that we could use to create garments that would look and feel beautiful like we really wanted them to be. My background is in fashion. I used to work at Valentino. So I had a certain criteria for details and what a solution could be to make a dress really become desirable. And so the thing that we've been doing is that we're a bit special as a fashion company, because we also have a number of patents in methods and materials for creating garments that can actually have superpowers enhanced by microtechnology, but also look and feel good and even be washable. And especially, one of my pet peeves, be completely without wires. So I'm going to show you some examples of what we developed over the past 15 years. And actually, this one is like 17 years ago. This is our teenage daughter, and it's the Hug shirt. And this is the first thing that Ryan and I designed together when we were researching before we founded our company. And the Hug shirt is a T-shirt that lets you send hugs over distance. So imagine you're here in Hong Kong and your best friend is in New York. You want to send her a hug. You put on the Hug shirt, you give yourself a squeeze, and sensors capture where you're touching, how strong, for how long, and all this data goes Bluetooth into your phone, is broadcast to the other side of the world, and when your friend receives this message, he says, there is a hug for you. You want to feel it? And you're like, yes, I do. You're wearing this Hug shirt 24/7, so that's definitely going to happen. And this was really like an interesting product development cycle, because the first samples that we made had a number of little pumps that would inflate, and it would get warm, and then it would have vibration, and people were getting so scared of the inflation mechanism that we decided to remove it. So sometimes you try to put so many features into a product, but you don't really need all of them. Sometimes something that is much simpler can achieve a much greater result. And it was awarded as one of the best inventions of the year by Time magazine in 2006. And we've been developing on and off on this project for many years. So sometimes we do limited editions. But if you stay with me till the end, you will see what's happening now with the Hug shirts. And they have been transformed over the years to create a new product that we are launching very soon. And this is one of my favorite quotes from Marsha Ball. If you think that this gentleman was thinking about this, I think in 1964, I think it's quite amazing. And it's really something that inspires me. Something that was so like visionary back then, but it can be done right now and it can be achieved. And one of the things that we love to do with fashion is that we want to communicate and connect people. So you will see that some of our products are very visual and like very captivating and mesmerizing. Like, for example, clothing that can illuminate and change color over the course of a day. And this is like something that we do that is part of the blue sky area. And we create all these new materials, and then they trickle down into the ready-to-wear collection. And one of the lovely people that we dressed after she saw this dress in the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago was Katy Perry. And she sort of became one of our like unofficial spokeswoman. And is it going to start the video, guys? One more.
Thank you. This is a company called CuteCircuit. They're from France, And I like, things that light up. I love living in the future. I feel like when Blade Runner predicted the future, I'm living in it now, and I love that.
So we love Katie. I mean, she went on for a very long time. But the thing that was extraordinary is that until that time, wearable technology had not been seen on the red carpet. And this was Katie at the Met Gala. And the day after, when we were flying back from New York to London, Katie was on the front page of all the newspapers from all over the world and on the front cover of Women's Wear Daily, which was pretty extraordinary. And as soon as we landed, Selfridges was calling us and asking us to develop an exclusive collection for them. And this is the short version of Katie's dress that we developed and is still one of our best sellers. And the thing that I love about this dress is that we are integrating our micro-lighting technology with fabric that is pleated by one of the last two remaining artisans in London, that is a gentleman in his 70s, and it comes from a family of pleaters. So I like this idea to have innovation on one side, but on the other side to preserve the craftsmanship that brought us there. And so we just should consider involving artisans in the design process with us, even if we want to have something that is high-tech. And this is another product that we developed for the same collection for Selfridges, and we're still making them. I'm wearing one of them, and if I jump up and down, it's like I have to dance to activate this. And it's responding to my movement. And of course, as soon as I'm going to stop moving, it's going to go sleep, and it's saving energy. And the thing that is very fun, so now I'm too excited. It's not going to stop. And the thing that we did is that this is washable, and we had to do 2 years of wash tests to make sure that it wouldn't get completely destroyed in a washing machine cycle. So sometimes you think about T-shirts, and say, oh yeah, the good wash cycle is like 30 washes, and that's a normal T-shirt. Imagine that we were trying to make 30 washes with a T-shirt that had technology inside, and the first 3 or 4 times came out completely destroyed and disassembled. And so we had to invent a method that we now have patented that allows us to integrate the microtechnology with the textile without having wires, and then you have a very small rechargeable battery. And one thing that was really fun is that about this trickling effect of how we come up with innovations is that this motion sensor that is reactive to my movement is also what we put inside this collaboration we did with Converse, where we put a motion sensor into the shoe for guitarists so that they could substitute their wah pedal to create the guitar effect like wah, wah, wah when you're playing the guitar, so that you could just move your foot without the need to have an actual guitar wah pedal with you on stage that is very heavy and sort of very annoying to deal with because there are all these wires. So you can have a wireless shoes, and while you jump on stage, you can create like this effect on your guitar. And we love working with artists. And this is some of the things that we do for the special project side. So we come up with something that can help artists communicate with their audience. And this is one image from our New York Fashion Week show. And it also has this trickle-down effect from the Galaxy dress that we did for the museum. That was just an experiment. But then we managed to create this fabric that we now call magic fabric. And so we put this into all our products in the ready-to-wear collection now. And the thing that is special about this, and that you will see also in the exhibition down there in the last case, is that you can control and change the color of your clothes through an app. And why have we been doing this? It's not just because we want to have fun by making your clothes changeable, which is also a great part of it, of course. I always dreamt of having a dress that could change color, like when I was a 5-year-old child playing with my Barbies, right? But the thing that we really wanted to do is that we wanted to make fashion more sustainable. Because if you have a garment that you can download thousands of animations or patterns to, it always remains fresh and new, and you are not compelled to throw it away or abandon it in your closet for the next 5 years. So this idea of maintaining the freshness of your garment, or maybe making the garment yours to control. So it's not just like a fashion dictatorship in which I say, tomorrow everybody's going to wear pink. If you want, you can wear pink because I like it. But you can also control and make it your own. And this is a video from the fashion show. I think I'm going to skip this because you can see it back there in the exhibition. Skipping? Yeah. And this dress that actually you see in this slide is really back there. So if you were to download the app that is Cute by CuteCircuit, then you can go there and connect to the dresses if you really like with your iPhone and play with them. And the same thing that we did is that we did this red carpet look, and then we integrated the Twitter functionality into all of our dresses and accessories. So if you want, you connect to the handbag, and you can see all your tweets and messages. So we have this idea that you don't look at your phone interface anymore, but you just connect through your clothing so that you can have a face-to-face chat with people that are around you once in a while. Yeah, they're really up.
I absolutely.
We can skip them. And this is like the same dress that is in the Museum of Fine Arts right now, where we have an even higher density micro-LED display. And in the Museum of Fine Arts, they have in their collection one of the Hokusai wave of Kanagawa. And we recreated the wave on the garment so that it was like algorithmically going around the dress in a continuous stream. So we were trying to bring the art collection into the dress that was also an art piece. So I like this idea of merging existing art, but still giving it a futuristic twist. And of course, people say, every time you talk about fashion, you have everything that blinks. And I say, why do you do blink so much? All the things that sparkle and light up and sequins. Because sparkle is power. If you think about Queen Elizabeth I, she was using all these richly embroidered garments just to communicate her status to her court and making sure she was in control of this situation. And I think it is very important that we preserve this idea. Even if you do not want to sparkle, you can switch it off, but I think you need a little bit of sparkle in your life. Because sometimes it's like not just like the list of your shopping ingredients, but it's like what the result is, and the result is communicating your power and your happiness, because sometimes you really just want to make people happy through their clothing. And this is the handbag you're going to see down there. And we did even a collaboration with Chanel to create handbags for them for the Spring/Summer 17 collection. And they were a great hit. They sold out really fast. And it was really great to work with them. They gave us carte blanche, and we were able to just create a product that made their customers feel even more connected with the brand. And this is a graphene dress that is a dress that we created as a demonstrator for the use of the new material graphene. And we used it in 3 ways, with sensors that capture the breathing of the model, and then actuators that illuminate and create these beautiful shapes and effects. So sometimes we use this as something that then we would embed into sportswear, for example. So we do something that looks very haute couture, but then the result is very pragmatic. And you remember the hug shirt that I showed you earlier, and it has now been transformed into a sound shirt. This is because since the beginning, the hug shirt was very appealing to different kinds of people that test us. Oh, couldn't I use the hug shirt to just do something else? And we're like, yes, you can do whatever you like with this product, as long as you like it. And so the Junge Symphoniker in Hamburg asked us, could we use the hug shirt to let deaf people feel music? And we say, yes, we can do this. So I'm going to show you this video. Oops. You guys are into it? Yes.
Music should be for everyone. Introducing this Sound Shirt, a wearable device that enables the deaf to experience a concert through touch sensations. After 6 months of development, we put it to the test. This is how it works. Microphones all over the stage cover the different types of instruments. A software converts the sound into data and sends it to the shirt. where 16 vibration motors pulsate with the intensity of the music. For example, the bass on the stomach and the violins along the arms. Several deaf people tested the shirt, and their reactions speak for themselves. The Sound Shirt, now available at the Young Symphonic Orchestra of Hamburg.
So we've been working with the Young Symphoniker for the past 3 years, and just a few months back, at the end of 2018, they sent us the result of their user testing with all the deaf people that tried it, and they asked us to increase the strength of the actuators, increase the number of the actuators, so we redesigned the new garment, and we brought it to the World Economic Forum in Davos, where about 500 people got to try it, and they gave us even greater feedback. And we've been going on a process since then to integrate this with our other technologies. This guy was very nice, actually.
The feeling of the choruses when you feel the drums and everything all coming, when it all vibrates all over you, all around you, it's awesome. It's incredible.
And so we've been testing it everywhere and just preparing to merge it with something that is our 3D audio augmentation. And usually people ask us, oh, what are you working on right now? And we're like, oh, no, it's a secret. But yeah, some things are secret, but not all of them. So I wanted to just give you a little bit of an overview of what we're working on now. So we're creating ETX, that means enter the experience. And we're merging our 3D augmentation with the haptics, so that we can create 3D sound and 3D haptics around the body, so that everybody can have an immersive experience. So while we continue to develop the sound shirt on one side, so that people can wear it, even if they're deaf or not deaf, but we've been testing it with the London Symphony Orchestra, also with differently able children, autistic children, tetraplegic people. So we've been doing this tech for good with all the sound shirt, and now we integrated it with Enter the Experience so that we could have a gaming platform, but also an immersive augmented reality experience all in one. Because what we think now is that, okay, the design has to be very beautiful, but also inclusivity should be the new black. So we should all be participating in experiences together. We shouldn't just be segregating different groups of people and not allowing them to participate in experiences that are actually very enriching on an emotional and social level. And so this is what the new system looks like. You actually have one of the sound shirts with the new model there in one of the cases to see. And so I like to cite Marsha again, because I think if in the electric age we wear all mankind as our skin, you can imagine yourself being in an environment like this and just connecting with everyone nearby you. And what can happen if everybody can share a common ground and a common base together. So what I usually like to say, we're living in the future, and we should dress like it. And come find me later if you have any questions. And thank you so much for listening to me today.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rosella. Please be seated from CuteCircuit.